Sorry. Hey guys, I've not done a whole lot of talking today. Um, Man, I'm actually trying to think. What have I said today since the last live stream? Maybe nothing. I might have said hi to someone when I was walking. Maybe not. Maybe nothing. Might have. So my voice was not used to, and I wasn't used to the sound of my voice. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, guys. Hey, toy pups. Using my points for scoreboard. What points? Sorry, I was missing an action. You are never missing, toy pups. You might not be here in action, but you're never missing. Toy pups is number one. You did it. Your dream has come true. What else? Who else have we got here? Hey, Stitch. I didn't see anyone else. Hey, Sniper. Greetings, beautiful souls from Cuts driving for a while. Family or work? Both. What's up, Wilson? Stitch, how are you? Hey, Lee. I'm glad you're here. How did your personal training session go yesterday? Wilson, how are you making out? Sissy's here. Soul Stars says, so beautiful, sis stars and bro stars. Hey, speaking of dreams, Trip Up says, well, that's why I always say to dream big so you can become a reality one day. We are number one. My friend, Empress of the New Earth, I believe is only 10 copies away from her realization. She wanted to sell 10 copies of her, 50 copies starting out of her gratitude journal. And she has only 10 left to sell to reach that goal. If anyone has not ordered it, consider. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do, of course, but it is something to consider. He says, oh, Smurf, thank you, Yogi. I was lucky to receive a 6-month swim and gym pass. Feel very blessed. Thank you for asking. Nice. So, are you sore? How'd it go? Stitch says, hi, toy pups. I'm slowly getting worse. My journey is going okay. Hey, Stitch, in what way are you getting worse? Wilson's been playing Warzone all morning. Oh, hi, Cat. How's the mowing going, Cat? Are you done? Hey, Sonel, how are you? Yogi in chat. Nice to see you. Flip Up says it's okay to hit the rock bottom. We have to hit rock bottom before we can start growing again. We love you, Stitch, and we're very proud of you. We do love you, Stitch, and we are proud of you. I appreciate you reaching out to our friend Duncan. He's got some great insights. He will be a great help. As for trainers, he's one of the best of the best. What's new in the world of Cat? He says, Soulstars, I enjoyed your live very much. Soulstar, you went live and I missed it. Jace said hi. Toy Pup said, Jace. Sounds doing very well. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well as well. Someone was waving at Cat. Willow says, hope everyone is good. Sending love to you, Willow. Cat says, nah, it rained a little early. I'm mowing in an hour. Hope you get it all done. And I hope you got a cool breeze blowing. Jason's saying hi to everyone. Stitch says my mom is stressing out. and she thinks it's my fault. It is not your fault. Sissy, I'm sorry I missed you live. He says, Willie, we've missed you in the chat. We have missed you. Jason says, Cat. Hey, Pro Island. Pro Island says, so my friends. Pro Island, once again, thank you for the kind comments that you've left. Well, says, thanks, I'm fine. Hey, it's okay not to be, Willa. It's okay to be sad. But also, hi, Anna. Don't think that being sad is wrong, and don't think it's the end of the story. It's just being sad. Hey, Jason. Jason says, hey, Eric, how are you, brother? Jason, I'm doing good, my friend. Handmade and homegrown. Hello, my friend. Bring up Jason's channel real quick. Jason, well done. 758 subs. It's incredible. Man, I remember you shooting for 50 so you could do live streams. Now look at you. Carla says, you're always welcome, Yogi. Thank you so much. He says, Beb's swimming pool can be nice and relaxing. Always good for sleeping. Hey, Lee, when do your kids get out of school? And what do you guys got planned for the summer? Tip Up says, happy birthday, Jason. Or happy belated birthday, Jason Phelps. Sister says, thinks I do everything to make a mess, when I actually, it's my brother, everyone who helps clean up. Have you kindly and patiently explained that to your mom? Wilson says, a little news last night. My girlfriend and I had a date. But anyways, there is going to be a Luna or Saturn. What does that last part mean? Congratulations on the date. The pup says, handmade. Jason sub to you, Pro Island. Hey, Daisy. Daisy May is here, says hi, Yogi. Daisy, how are you? Daisy May, eventually I will know an answer on a crossword puzzle, and I'll shout it out. I don't know when that'll be, but eventually I will know an answer. Jason says, thanks, brother Eric. You're welcome, my friend. Stitch says hi to Daisy. Daisy's doing good. Jason's having pizza. Maybe you should show her, Stitch. Sometimes people don't understand. Sorry. I faded out just for a second, but I'm back. Sissy says, Lee, thank you for being there yesterday. You were the only one, but it felt like a million. I will do my best to make the next one. Pro Island says, subbed and commented, Daisy. Daisy is an awesome channel, Pro Island. Sometimes it's the best place to be. Sissy says, hi, Anna. Good to see you, beautiful sister. Willa says, well, I don't know. It's just now Benjamin is on his own, and it's just so sad because he would have tried so hard to make you well alive, but that's what rabbits do. Maybe in time, in a little bit, could you get Benjamin a companion? just for a second at least. So Stitch, don't think that you're the cause for your mother's stress. She could just be stressed and she is alleviating that stress in your direction. That doesn't make it easy. Um, but if you know that it's not your fault, again, doesn't make it easy, but at least if you know, it takes some of the pressure off of you. Daisy says, I'm sorry, Yoki, what were you asking me? Oh, I was talking about your crossword puzzles. That one day I will know an answer and I'll shout it out, hopefully. Homemate says, thank you, Jason. Uh, says, no, thank you. I am sub to you too. Nice, guys. Appreciate you making connections. What's up, Marlon? Marlon says, I'm a Yogi Bear. Well, it says, rabbits kick. Try to wake them up, but I don't know. I'm hoping that Peter and Mopsy and Flopsy expect him. I need it more than anything for them to expect him now. Except, if not, yes, I will need to. Take your time. Wait until your heart is ready. Let's get hi, Kelstier, and hi, Jason, and hi to Anna, Jace, Smile, and everyone. Hey, Skits. Check, how are you? Hey, Carl. Didn't see you sneak in, Carl. I apologize. Carl says, my favorite yogi is live. Well, let's go get him. Drop a link for him. Hey, half empty. If I've missed anyone, I apologize. I will eventually get there. Check it out. So salute to you, my friend. CC, what's up? Well, it says, my heat will never be ready. My heart will never be ready. I just need to get Benjamin, a friend, not too soon, but he won't survive like Peter did for so long alone. Okay, well then don't think of it as doing it for yourself, for your heart. You're doing it for Benjamin. Check it out. Says this is next level buildings. Imagining this city where intact. What do you mean? Check it out. Jason says, hope everyone is great. Brown says, thank you all. Man, there's definitely good people to connect to. And I appreciate everyone doing so. Oh, Legos. Now I see what you're doing. I used to enjoy Legos when I was a kid, but nothing like I see people doing now. They put together all kinds of amazing stuff. Hey, Lady Sky, how are you? What's new with Lady Sky? Lady Sky, by the way, is fast approaching 1K. 800 should be 892. few, her description says, "Hi and welcome to my channel. It's pretty much laid back channel. I like to do cooking live videos. No drama, no stress." Awesome. And some great cooking videos. Well, it says, "Thanks, Lee. It's got until she has died." Well, I'm sorry. Marlon says, "When we had rabbits, we also sometimes randomly lost one." And he says, "Yogi, is there a way I can send some money for a friend of ours who comes in here? I don't want to say who, but she's struggling. I don't have apps." Um, can you send me an email? Let me know what they have. Jason says, "Sup, you great squirrel." Yeah, just send me an email, Lee, and I'll see if there's a way to connect. Jason said, "Subby Lee." Hey Lee, are you going to do any live workouts with your training? Not that you need to, but it might inspire some people because I know you're starting over. There's a lot of people starting over, a lot of people who want to get started, who for whatever reason might not feel that they're able to. All it takes is one person to show that they can, one person to step up and say, "Hey, look, I can do it." Not, not many. Sorry, let me slow down and use my words. Not many people know that um, where Jason's come in a year. If you go to his videos and you look at his first workouts, you'll see a different physique. But he showed up every day. Then he started showing up a couple times a day. And look where he is. Probably um, in the burpee in the fitness community or extended, one of the top five best builds. Hey RJ, how are you? We get a thumbs up from RJ. I appreciate it. Willis says, "I'm fine, Lee. I would love a kitten, but Vader already tries to attack the dog. And she tries to attack you. She's a ninja." I don't think attack can go to, but just don't know. Marlon says, "Lady Sky, does your name have anything to do with the Isle of Skye and the inner Hebrides? Hebrides? Hebrides. One of those might be right." Jason says, "Sub to you, RJ. Nice." Stitch says, "Where's my friend Duncan?" Duncan doesn't normally come in until the evening live streams when he can make it. He's been showing up a little more often, and you know why? I think it has to do with you, uh, Stitch. I think he really appreciates being able to help you. Anna says hi to RJ. CC says, "Come on, Yogi, ride the heart's beat, ride the heartbeats. Slowing mine down. Thump thump, thump thump, thump thump." Let's see. Shirley says, "I need to support Jim Rats live, but I'll be back." Hey, are you still here, Shirley? If you want, you could drop Jim Rat's link in the description, and if anyone else wants to head over. I haven't made a Gym Rat session in a while. I'm overdue. Hey, Achievers, how are you? CC says, "There you go." It's just a matter of time, CC. Anna says, "Hi to Shirley." The answer from Lady Sky is no to Dundee. Chiva says, watching from India. Much appreciated. Hey, Chicken Academy, how are you? It's been a few days since we've seen you. Paranormal Walks, how are you? Lady Sky drops her link. Thank you, Lady Sky. RJ says, hi to all the chatters. He says, Carl, that's a good question, and I don't know what to say. Well, let's get up and see what the question was. Paranormal Walks, how are you? So here's the question. It's been almost 2 weeks since I've been sober. That's awesome, by the way. And I'm graduating in 2 days. Should I stick to my diet and avoid drinking alcohol, or should I take a rest day on my graduation day? Here's the question. Why have you stopped drinking? 2 weeks of sobriety is pretty awesome. You and I have talked about this before, but I want you to ask yourself, is there a reason that you stopped drinking for 2 weeks? Is there a reason why you would want to not be sober on graduation day? Is there a reason that you'd be satisfied with? How would you feel the day after graduation day, knowing that you went 2 weeks and then you stopped? Whatever you do is okay. I'm not telling you one way or the other, but ask yourself the questions. And again, whatever you answer, it's your personal answer. If you drink, you can start over. If you don't drink, take it in stride. Don't go up with the ups, don't go down with the downs. Remember, it's always and only day one. Hey, Tita Beth, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Hey, the Reinhardts. Marlon is sending some love to Willow. Hey, Mercy. Mercy says, hi, Eric, I love you. Mercy, I love you. Thank you so much. Mercy is another one who is just sending love. She's an awesome friend. She's an awesome person. And she has an awesome channel. One day, I will do live stream and sing karaoke with her. Cece says, stay sober and eat better. Never look back. Stitch says, how many cats do you have? I have 2 cats. Sister cats. I think they're about 13 years old now. I got them when they were 10. Rescue cats. I can't say that I disagree with Cece's answer. But we all got to come to answer on our own. You can find thousands of reasons to drink. You only need one. You can find thousands of reasons to be sober. You only need one. I like my life better sober. And I wasn't happy when I was drinking. I fooled myself for 10 years that I was. Maybe I needed the contrast. Maybe I needed how it felt to be. It didn't take long, amazingly. In a week, I felt better about myself. I felt better about my life. The direction. I was lonely because I gave away the social aspect of my life at the time. But it was a different kind of loneliness. I was lonely when I was drinking. And it was a miserable loneliness. I was lonely when I became sober. But it felt like a divine loneliness that I was now reaching out to God. I was getting quiet. We got a special guest coming up. Thank you for being like number 24, Mercy. By the way, this is the amazing, energetic Joshua, who's going to introduce himself as well, I hope.
This is the amazing, energetic Joshua. Hello, everyone.
No one can do it like Joshua, except for Selma.
Sama does a very good job with that.
She
Have
does.
to admit.
How are you? I like the glasses. Hey, you're looking really sharp.
I'm just
I like I like the hair too.
well, thank you. I just didn't change out of these yet because had a hello everyone. Anna, Mercy, hello everyone. Lady Sky, sorry, but anyway, guys, yes. So I had an interview today for a second job. I'm going to be working soon until I can actually get back into driving a truck. Then I'll go back to one job, driving a truck, because I need a little bit more money. I'm not making enough with YouTube. I'm not doing anything. I'm putting out content, but it's not enough yet. Later on, I hope to it will be enough, but for now, it's not. And I'm trying to save money to go. But I'm going somewhere special every day with you guys, and I really
Oh,
appreciate it. I appreciate you, Yogi. So every day is special. Energetic Josh is the man. Thank you so much. No, I'm not the man. You're the man. You're all you're all the women and men. You guys are all amazing. So I just wanted to add a little comment what you're saying. I was listening to what you're saying, Yogi. Um, yes, you only need one reason to not be either addicted to drinking, drugs, whatever the case is, gambling. You can be addicted to um, drinking ketchup. As that's concerned, it becomes a problem. Then you know, I mean, obviously, your family, your friends, people around you will notice, but it's up to you whether or not you notice that, whatever your issues are, whether it's becoming an alcoholic or whatever. I mean, I've not really, I can't really say I've ever been an alcoholic, but I did have point, a little point in my history where I was actually drinking quite a bit. And it took me to realize that because not only did I say the wrong things, but I was also so drunk that I backed into some mailbox. I mean, you know, it could have been something more serious. It could have been the
yeah.
children in the backyard playing. That could have run over instead of the mailbox. I just thank God it was a mailbox only. Um, but Joshua, you look good. Thank you,
You
Mercy.
do.
Thank you.
You do look good.
Thank you, Yogi. I appreciate that. But it's just I was listening. I wasn't there. I didn't introduce myself, but I thought you were also doing shared lives, so I figured I would come up and say that. Wasn't trying to
Um,
take your time, but
hey, my time is your time, Joshua. And can I can I ask a favor from you?
sure. What is it?
Use this space to promote your channel as much as possible. I want to see you get as huge on YouTube as you want to be because you deserve it, because you truly are the amazing, energetic Joshua. Um, my space is honestly, my space is your space. Here's
Well,
one thing, and I can say that selfishly. Sorry to interrupt, because
oh, you're fine.
I know you don't leave your friends behind. Um, so promote yourself, and you will help everyone out in the channel. I know you, and you would. You're a good guy.
Well, I appreciate that. I absolutely would. I just it's about learning. It's more about learning for me than anything. Learning what works for your channel, learning what works for others, becoming a better you, a better version of yourself. Don't change. Just don't really change who you are. Just edit it. All about editing and uploading and just upload a better version of yourself up here. You know, just like hello, puppy mommy. All the hearts. Thank you.
Hey,
Keeping it up. Yes.
Soulstar wants to know if you ever got a hold of Lane.
Yes, I did. That actually, I did. I'm just I was a little like I have a little issues that I'm working on, guys. So everyone has issues. I'm a human,
Me, me
but
too.
I did. I did. Yes, I did. Well, thank you, Squirrel Sniper. I'm not not as where I want to be, but thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Hey, Can I tell you something about integrity?
Yes.
It's about wanting to have integrity. It's not about being in a specific place. It's the fact that you said, not where I want to be, that shows you the
Yes.
integrity that you have.
Yes, you're right about that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the compliments, guys, and Yogi. Keep going. I will. I will try. My content is my short videos are really crazy, but I did a serious video today, guys. It was more along the lines of what is going on around me at the river where I'm at. And it's you know it's a waterfront, a riverfront. You can see where it's flooding and stuff like that. Just something serious. It may be boring to some viewers, but it's a different side of me that I can actually blog something a little serious. It's not silly. There's nothing silly about it. It's nothing adult rated about it either, like my shower videos. You know, I have to do content, and when I want to do content, I want to do every single content that I think of doing, whether it's good or bad, just
Sure.
to have the content there. Because some people like that stuff, and while others don't. And while that's not who I am, I still want to have that content so that way other viewers will look and see that look, this guy is not only just about this. He's not about this. It's just one video or two videos. Oh, now look at what he's doing over here. Okay, that's why I do that.
Right. I think of you as a Joshua channel. So
Joshua.
anything that's important to Joshua, is fair game.
You know, you missed my. I don't know. Maybe you did show up. I'm not sure. I was asleep, but for 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do screencast these little loop videos that play over and over. You're well aware of that. I did this one where I'm just licking things, and I called it the liquor. So
I
it's really
didn't.
crazy.
I didn't see that,
But it's my
but
live stream I did last night. So
I'm gonna look for that.
yeah, just watch it. Just watch it for a minute or two, just to look at it, and no big deal.
There's
Um,
only one thing I like more than um, your videos like that, and that is that you have a mind that thinks of things like that. I like the fact that there's someone out there in the world who thinks of, you know what, I'm just gonna lick things. It fills me with so much joy that there's a amazing, energetic Joshua in the world.
well, thank you. I appreciate that, Yogi. I really do. Thank you. Tonight, guys, if you watch my video or just can't because you're sleeping and want to replay it, tonight I'll be doing the crawler. It's just me outside in public crawling on sidewalks. Just an FYI, guys. Okay. You want to watch me do that? You can.
Of course, we want to watch you do that.
Just see people's reaction if there are any people. If there's anyone walking by and looking at me, they'll probably like, "What is wrong with this guy?" Never know.
I would imagine that will be the reaction that you get, or someone
Yeah,
might
pretty
actually
much.
think. Someone might think the opposite. Someone might look at you and think, "Look at me walking around like some kind of chump when I could be down on the ground crawling." Um,
Crawling, right?
and they might join you. You never know.
If they join me, that's even better. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I might just take some cash out of my pocket and hand it to them just because they wanted to join. Who knows? But
Hey, Hamada.
that's nice. But thank you for having me up here. I appreciate it. Guys, just keep supporting Yogi like you do. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Yogi, you are a very nice friend to me. I really appreciate it. I'm glad. It's an honor to have ever met you and be on here with you. And I'm just happy to be here, guys. But with that being said, let's get back to the main man here. The main man here. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Namaste, guys. Have a good
Namaste, my
day.
friend. Thank you, Joshua.
Love you all. Love you all.
Truly the amazing and the energetic Joshua. An aptly named channel. Hamada, how are you? Toy Pups is sending some love. Thank you, Toy Pups. Toy Pup says, Yogi creates smiles. Super chat to celebrate. We love you. Be yourself. Always, always excellent advice from our friend Toy Pups. Lisa says, go Joshua. You great homie. We get some love from Mercy. Thank you, Mercy. Hey guys, hang out with Mercy Warehouse, Wareham. Sorry, uh, and especially for I like all of her content, but I like karaoke. She hooked me in singing Fernando, singing ABBA, and I've had ever since that day. Might have been 2 weeks ago. I've had ABBA in my head. All right, Sissy says, "Namaste, Joshua." Joshua sends some love. So Wilson, we sort of all of us sort of addressed your question. I don't know if you heard us though. None of us can give you an answer. You need to think of a reason why you would want to be sober, and you would need to think of a reason of why you would want to drink. Are you drinking because that's what's expected of you? Friends, family, everyone's going to be partaking in alcohol, and you wouldn't feel right if you didn't. Is that a valid reason? My own thoughts, any reason that has anything to do with other people influencing you, most particularly in a habit that didn't support you in the past, question it. I'm not saying don't do it, question it. Carl says, "What movie you recommend?" Much to the dismay of Cat and Jack, The Big Lebowski. You know what? Let me take that back. I do recommend The Big Lebowski. I keep recommending this to Cat. L.A. Story. Yesterday we talked about synchronicities. L.A. Stories is all about synchronicities, and it has a happy ending. And at this point in my life, I probably won't watch a movie that doesn't have a happy ending. I just want a happy ending. All right, that sounded weird. It's not what I meant. Jack says, or Cat says, first ever batch of pickled eggs done. Now we wait. How long do you have to wait for the eggs to be fully pickled? And are you going to be the adventurous one, or you gonna give it to someone and say, "Tell me what you think," and then try? He says, "Yogi, do you ever say you done some reading on Henry VIII?" I did. I was always fascinated by Henry VIII. You want to know the best book that I read about Henry VIII? It was fiction. Read it in 1990 something, and it was the autobiography of Henry VIII. Actually, the biography of Henry VIII. It was written by his jester, by his fool. Um, and again, it's fiction, but it's an incredible book. Biography of Henry VIII. L.A. Story. Wonderful movie. Billy Elliot. I really like Billy Elliot. Inspiring. Joshua says some people drink to forget, while others drink to keep the fun going. Many reasons exist, but it's your reason that keeps you going, or to influence you to quit. Awesome, Joshua. So here's what Anthony Robbins said. I'm not a huge fan of Anthony Robbins. I've read him maybe in the mid 90s, and I did get some use. He actually inspired me to study neuro linguistic programming as a means of helping people. He did say something that still resonates with me now. The quality of your life depends upon the quality of your questions. Are you asking yourself the right questions? Do you ever ask why you're doing something? Why do I eat the way I eat? Why do I drink? Why do I smoke? Why do I work out? Why do I not work out? The quality of your life depends on the quality of your questions. How often do we just never ever question what we do, what we say? This is the whole thing with the free gates, is stopping to consider, to question, why am I about to say this? Is it going to prove to be helpful to anyone? Is it going to be kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? Kat says, I've never even tried them before. Definitely going to try myself. Well, a week. Well done, Kat. It's amazing. Carl says, my dad keeps, oh, I've read that. Carl says, thanks, Sniper. 13th Warrior. He says, yes, please. That was Full Summer, the Court Jester. I believe it was. Hey, Adam. Adam, how are you? Carl says, I saw him watching Got Series today. What is that, Carl? Says, this Cat Jack sending you my thoughts again right now. Been waiting for you in the chat. He says, can't help wonder, Yogi, if his daughter Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen, was affected by the relationship, executions of her father's behavior. I don't see how you couldn't be. Kat says, Squirrel, I look at my green plant and brown pot, and I thought those were the colors. Seppa says, we'll ask for the first two colors that come to mind, and Yogi's next stream. Adam says, great. I'm glad you're doing great, Adam. Seppa says, taking a photo of my shirt and posting now, Cat and Jack. Carl says, Game of Thrones. Gotcha. I've never seen a single episode of Game of Thrones. Joshua says, yes, we as humans are generally extroverted. Extroverted. Even the introverts in the world still tend to look at the outside, can even blame others' influences at their own decisions. Interesting, Joshua. Kat says, okay to Sniper. Joshua says, life is 99% of your choices made, while 1% of what happens along the way. The amazing way of looking at things. He says, Joshua, beautifully written, and I agree. Here's the interesting thing about choice. From a yogic and Buddhist psychology perspective, that is now backed up by neuroscience. What we view of as choices don't actually take place. I can make the decision of raising my hand over my head. Here's the amazing thing as demonstrated by neuroscience. My hand started raising before I even had the thought of raising my hand over my head. It appears in the mind that you have the thought and you raise your hand. It's actually the opposite. Everything in life is based upon the kleshas, the emotional imprints that lead to samkaras, which are the neuro-linguistic or the neural pathways that we have in our brain. So we have a reaction to everything. We've trained ourselves. So until we see those patterns, we're literally being pushed and pulled, believing that we've made choices, but it's all limited. It's all limited on our attachments, our aversions, on our belief that we are small and separate ego, of our fear of death, and of our ignorance that any of this even exists, our ignorance of who we truly, truly are. As soon as you become aware of these emotional patterns, we talked about this yesterday, as soon as you're aware, everything begins to change. Now you start to wonder, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I reacting instead of responding? Do I have to? Just because I've always gotten angry when this has happened before, just because when I always get upset when someone says this, just because when someone cuts me off in traffic, I automatically flip them off. I automatically get mad. I automatically speed up to let them know just how displeased I am. Do I always have to? Why do I always do this? Why do I always do this? How often have you asked yourself that question? Why do I behave the way I behave? Why do I have these habits that no longer serve me if they ever did? Why do I treat the people that I love in such a casual way? Hey, nature guy. Sniper says, Eric, my new post has a photo of what colors I've been channeling Cat and Jack all day. I will make sure to check it out, Sniper. Hey, One Nature Guy, if you'd like to get started tomorrow morning, we definitely can. So there's literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of little things like that that are never questioned, or we shrug it off and say, it's just the way I am. Just the way I am. It's the way my father was. It's the way my mother was. But none of it has to be so. As soon as you become aware, and then we slow down, everything changes with patience. Everything changes by just being aware and then questioning and cultivating habits that give us a new option. Becoming responsive instead of reactive. If you're ever reactive, and who isn't reactive, then you're really not exercising free will at all. You're just being reactive. You're a machine, an autotron. But when you become aware, I keep coming back to that, becoming aware, because something fascinating. See, Wilson, who you truly, truly are is pure awareness, pure unconditional awareness. Awareness doesn't pick and choose. I can put my attention on this notebook. I can put my attention on the bell over here. I can put my attention on chakra beads. But I'm aware of all of it without any distinction. I can put my attention and say, I like these beads better than these beads. Attention. But awareness just accepts. I'm aware. Guess what awareness is synonymous with? Love. So if I am pure unconditional awareness as my essence, and awareness never comes and goes. Synonymous awareness being synonymous with love means you are pure unconditional love. And that was present the moment you came into this world. It was present when you were in your mother's womb. It was present before the thought of you was even present. That's why in Zen, they'll ask you, what did your face look like before you were born? What did your face look like before your grandmother was born? Carl says, isn't that for Muslims? Which that? Joshua says, we have our own free will, but some things are predetermined, even if we fight the Matrix. Oh, I would never fight the Matrix. Let's see. Nature Guy says hi to everyone, and everyone says hi to him. Nice, Adam. And Adam says, I think will and desire have been confused. Joshua says, unconditional love is coming from my heart to all of you. Thank you, Joshua. Beautiful. Adam says, choices here and there. Intention is place step to the future. Adam says, you too to Joshua. He says, Joshua, I appreciate you. Thank you. So if we're confused, if we're reactive, what do we do to not be confused? Carl says rosary. I don't know what it's called. It could be called a rosary. A rosary generally has a cross to make it a rosary, to make it different from, these are called japa beads. Japa is repetition of a sacred word, mantra, or a name of God. Of course, you can also say prayer. Rosary beads are famous for saying the Lord's Prayer or the Hail Mary. Oh, Mary, whether you are Christian or not, is a beautiful prayer to use with japa beads or rosary beads. You could also use any name of God, from Krishna to Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya, one of the most famous mantras, invoking the name, the presence of Shiva, Shiva being the destroyer and um, maker of all worlds. Adam says, "I apologize for my poor typing." No, your poor typing fits in perfectly with my poor speaking, so it all works out well. Joshua says, "Adam, I subbed." So yoga is all about becoming aware. Buddhism is all about becoming aware. Course in Miracles is all about becoming aware. And then in that awareness, this is made of, the small one is made of cedar beads. And this one is made of stone, but I don't know what kind of stone. I do like doing japa. I do like the repetition of it. Kat says, "That's funny, Squirrel. I was very resistant at first. Then the plant called to me. Thanks for the fun. I've been listening to Jane Roberts speak on just this morning." Michael says, "Hey there, Yogi. Sorry I'm late." That's okay, Michael. I love the smell of cedar. Me too. I love the I love the feel of the beads in my hand, and they've been so much repetition um, of prayer and sacred names that once you've been doing it for a while, just holding it invokes the presence of that which you have been doing japa. Again, japa just means repetition. In yoga, there's a difference between a mantram, mantram, and a mantra. A mantra is generally, you don't want to disclose it, your personal mantra, because you want to preserve the privacy, the power within that sacred sound. And that's the difference. It's a sound, a vibration. You're meditating on a vibration, and it takes you back to your essence, which is vibratory in nature. But a mantram is a word that has specific meaning. It could have the meaning of God, or it could have a meaning of hope or faith or love or whatever. And this is what you would say. See you, Carl. Thanks for hanging out with us. This you would say to yourself or out loud um, as a means of focusing on God. That Gandhi's mantram was Ram, short for um, Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, which is the full. But for Gandhi, it was just Rama, Rama. He repeated it incessantly, and he said it was the repetition of the mantra, as offered through Bhagavad Gita, that focusing our thoughts on God continuously, as much as possible, changes your life. He was a very ineffectual lawyer based in South Africa, barely passed his bar exam. One day he was on a train, and the conductor noticed that he was the wrong color. This was a section only for white people. Imagine South Africa having a white only train. Of course, we know apartheid, uh, but it's amazing. Uh, a land that belonged to Africans, having white people saying, nope, there's a train that only belongs to us. And that Gandhi was just slightly off that color that they preferred, just brown enough. They kicked him off in a rainstorm, and he got angry. but he had already started using his mantra. So he kept saying Rama, Rama, because he didn't want to just get angry. He wanted to transform that heat. In yoga, it's called tapas, Tapas. Tapas is fire. It's heat, passion, as well as anger. But you don't want to fester in it. You want to transform it, which is the art of Tantra. Tantra is taking base emotions, fear, lust, all those things, and taking it all the way up the spine, transforming it into a higher vibratory rate until it's expressed as love, which is what Gandhi did. And he went from that ineffectual lawyer to the Mahatma, the great soul, freeing India without a single shot being fired from his end, his followers, his people. They, at the time, the greatest empire, British Empire, humbly retreated from India. Later in life, Gandhi was very upset that the subcontinent was divided, Pakistan and India, and he spoke out passionately against it. One person did not like that he was speaking out. Probably quite a few people. He was assassinated. His last words towards the person who shot him was Rama, 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 blessing him, forgiving him in the name of God. That's the power of a mantra. Everyone should have a mantra. Telling you that story, you could probably guess what my mantra is in honor of the Mahatma. Joshua says, bad curl. Adam says, you too. Joshua has subbed to Carl. Nice. That's okay, Joshua. Thanks. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming up on the live stream. Much appreciated. Om Mani Padma Hum, a great Buddhist mantra. Now, this is where we tread the line between a mantra and a mantra. They can be interchangeable. You could have Rama as a mantra as well. As a matter of fact, we have such things as universal mantras where anyone can use them. So if you have not received a personal mantra, if you would like to receive a personal mantra and instructions on how to use it as primordial sound meditation, of which I teach, which is also related to transcendental meditation, of which I don't teach, let me know. And I'm happy to give it to you. Or I'm happy to present it to you because there's a little initiation that we do. I chant an ancient Sanskrit little prayer as I give it to you. Then I teach you how to use it. But the universal mantras, one of my favorite is Ram. The vibration of it, Ram. So I can teach you how to do anytime you want in any live stream. Teach you how to do mantra meditation based upon the universal mantra, Ram. I did that with Troy Pups once. Michael says, Yogi, I made a Foresight premiere video. I found a site that looks like an abandoned party site in the woods that wasn't there when I was a kid. Hey, when's it going to premiere, Michael? Do you have a link? If you do, you know how it works. Go ahead and drop it. Hey, Soulstars, are you going to be doing any more live streams? And if so, drop the links. Let us know. Tag me. If you tag me, I will instantly, hopefully I'll see it. I will instantly, share you out all over social media. Mata says, nice, nice, nice. Susie says, sounds enchanting. Hey, Chilsel, how are you, my friend? Just got done with my workouts. You notice, by the way, guys, do you notice what Chilsel said? With my workouts. There's an S at the end. Not just the workout, not for Chilsel. Let's see. Sissy says, not today, probably Thursday will be the next premiere. Gotcha. How were your workouts, Trocel? I was there when you were doing legs. Hopefully everyone here is subscribed to Sal. If not, if you want to be inspired, if you want to smile, check him out. You'll recognize him. He's a guy with the massive arms. And 903 subscribers. We're going to close the gap this week. Adam says, I'm very interested in finding my mantra. Now, if you want your mantra, reach out to me. Mantra is, what do you resonate with, Adam? It could be a traditional prayer, the beginning of a prayer. It could be, hold on. I mentioned I first learned about mantras through Agnetha Swarn. I mentioned this book yesterday. Probably the most important book of meditation that I've ever read. Before this book, I toyed with meditation. I did guided meditations on tape that were available back in the late 80s, early 90s. I wanted to learn Transcendental Meditation. It was too expensive. I would read Buddhist books on meditation, and most of them, and yoga meditation, most of them would say at the end, you got to wait until you find your guru. You got to wait for a qualified instructor, and they weren't easy to find before the internet. So I got tired of reading meditation books that just didn't teach me how to meditate. Give me a second, guys. When I picked up this book as recommended, good night, Easy. Thanks for coming in. Actually recommended by Wayne Dyer. Some of you are familiar with Wayne. I know Adam is. I know Sissy is as well. This is what hooked me at the very beginning, the first paragraph. I'm going to suppose that your purpose to picking up this book is to learn meditation. So I will begin straight away with some instructions. And right at the start, he teaches you how to meditate. This is a beautiful form of meditation. It's called passage meditation. Passage meditation takes a spiritual passage, one that should be familiar. It might not be familiar with you, but by familiar, I mean that it had stood the test of time, that the words are sacred and holy, and they've been used forever, for centuries. You don't want to make up your own, because as Agnetha Swarn says, the premise is you become what you meditate upon. So he recommends, even if you're not Christian, one of his that he recommends, you can take something from the Bhagavad Gita, from the Dhammapada, from the Upanishads, from the Bible. He recommends starting with the prayer of St. Francis, because if you become what you meditate upon, if you're planting seeds, if you're planting intents, sankalpas, as it's called in Sanskrit, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, it is in dying to self that we are born to eternal life. It's backwards on the screen. Oh, yep, I can. Now this is called meditation. But this book is my original copy that I got in 1990, maybe 1991, maybe 1989. I don't exactly remember. Those were fuzzy years for me. I had the Prayer of St. Francis printed out and taped to my dashboard. Not the dashboard, the visor in my car. So now it's called passage meditation. because that's the form of meditation that it is. Available probably in every bookstore, available on Amazon. You can learn it, however. I can teach it, and you can also learn it absolutely free on Blue Mountain Press. They give you instructions, but it's very simple. Give me 1 second, and I will explain how to do it. Make sure I spell everything right. Hey, Chef Mary, how are you, my friend? Michael says I gave it a new name too. I'm calling it Mysteries Untold, The Haunted History of America. I like that. Oh, your new book. 10 pages in the rewrite of my book, Yogi. Finally starting to look the way I had originally wanted to. Hey, I'm glad that you restarted, and it's fitting your vision. It's important to have that vision, Michael. Well done. So you pick your prayer. You can use others, whatever resonates with you. But me, I needed some peace in my life. I desperately needed some peace in my life. I needed to. This is passage meditation, all meditation, but I think specifically spiritual technology. Mary says, I'm good, my dear. Awesome. Spiritual technology. You become an instrument of peace. You become forgiving. You become what you already are. But what you are is hidden over those samkaras, the kleshas that I mentioned to begin this long spiel that I've been giving you, and I apologize. This erases it. So you take that prayer, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. You don't just say it, though. You concentrate. One word at a time. Slowly, eyes closed, spine straight, but not rigid, relaxed. Hands could be in a mudra if you want, energetic seal, or on your lap, on your knees, but you want to be relaxed. Not laying down. Laying down is conducted to sleep. So you're going to be so relaxed as you meditate, you don't want to be in that position of sleep. Focus on the breath, but you're not concentrating on the breath. Just a couple easy breaths in and out, and then introduce the prayer slowly, one word at a time, as if each is a pearl of wisdom that you're dropping within the stillness of your heart. Pure consciousness. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. You don't want too much space where the words lose meaning, but you don't want to run them together. Certain words, you can. You find the rhythm. Like if you wanted to do where there is, or where there, whatever, you'll find the rhythm. Just know you want that space. What you find is at a certain point. Well, let me get back to that. You're going to have thoughts. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace, and you're going to get stuck on peace as an example. Peace. I'm not at peace, but I want to be at peace. Man, I remember yelling at my wife. I remember yelling at my son. I remember yelling at my dog. And then you go and you tell that self the story. And then you realize, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be meditating on the prayer of St. Francis. Here's what you do. If you just slightly go off tracks, just go back where you left off. But if you went off on that story, monkey mind, as they say, start over at the top and repeat. Lord, easy. Because here's the thing, you're training yourself in patience. Hey, Rosie, you're training yourself in kindness. So you don't beat yourself up. Oh man, I messed up. My whole meditation is over. The art of meditation is starting over. It's coming back. And now here's the thing, as you're stepping into that silence in between each word, Since you said I didn't know you had children, I have a stepchild. But not a natural one. But Cat and Jack pointed this out to me. I could easily take the step out of it. She's been my daughter. Hey, Miss Bipper. Rosie says, my yogi cat never came back. He will. She will. Just be on the lookout. When the time is right. Eventually, the words start to fall into silence. And you have long stretches when the prayer is absent, but the reciter of the prayer is absent as well. There's just silence. And then the words come back. The meditation comes back. The reciter comes back. But you've been forever altered by that internal and eternal silence that you dove into. Transformed. And every time you do it, you're transformed a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more until truly you are an instrument of God's peace. Where there is hatred, you sow love. And you go through life with that peace. You're gliding. You're gliding through life. I did this meditation for a long time until I discovered primordial sound meditation. And even then, when I needed to center, when I needed that spiritual transformation, I come back. And I still do. It's a beautiful method of meditation. But he has an 8-point program in this book. It's not just a book about meditation. It's a book about a way of life. And here is the 8 points. Let's focus on meditation. And then the mantram, which we're going to get to in a minute again. Slowing down, one-pointed attention, paying attention to one thing. One thing. Training the senses. Putting others first become very important to me. One of the most important aspects that I do day to day, doing my best to put others first. Spiritual companionship, which is big, and reading the mystics. But let's get to the mantra, and then we'll shut things down for the afternoon, guys. If anyone's still with me. So yeah, the whole section on the mantra. Here he talks about what the mantra can do. Mantram. In the simple act of repeating the mantra, we accomplish remarkable things. The tension in our bodies, it's a great way to fall asleep. It's a great way of turning your morning walk. If you go outside, Choso says, I'm back, was taking a shower. Adam says, my sister had a cat come back. Oh, Yogi Cat is actually a frog. Rosie says, guess what, Yogi? I slept and woke up at 7 today. It's not 5 a.m., but I never wake up at that time. That's amazing. I'm glad that you slept. Rosie says, did you see the ducks I posted? Well, it's pretty far, but I have question. How do ducks handle cold water? They have a pretty high fat content, pretty plump little birds, as well as their feathers have space in between, creating a natural insulation. They literally have a down jacket. I just brought your channel up out to the live stream. I'm going to go check out the ducks. Do you know ducks sleep with one eye open? I forget the name of it. A predator prey. They sleep with one eye open, but they're literally asleep. But one eye is keeping aware of everything. It's how they stay out of danger. I love ducks, in case you can't tell. So you could use a mantra as you're lying, trying to go to sleep. Repeat the holy name of God, whatever it is for you. If you want to turn your morning walk early as possible, getting that early sunlight to the eyes, which I've talked about how important that is, as your nasal breathing and repeating the mantra, Rama, 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 you've literally turning the entirety of your walk into a meditation practice. The fractal patterns of nature, as soon as it meets the eye, puts you in an alpha brainwave state, which is that light state of meditation. The repetition of a sacred word puts you a little deeper. The nasal breathing relaxes you. Perfect meditation. Wake up, nasal breathe, repeat the mantra, and walk for 20 minutes, half an hour. Your life will change. Across the board. Kat says, how about trying it when you're mowing? Kat, it would be perfect. You would turn your mowing into a meditation, mowing meditation. Joe says I got chased by a duck once about a month ago. Only one person in the chat knows this. About a month ago, I pulled I'm going to call it a glute because it makes me sound more distinguished than if I say I pulled a butt muscle running from a goose. But it's true. And Kat can back me up. She's the only person I told. Kat, are you getting ready to start mowing? Pick your mantra. Do you know what word you would like to use? Oops, I shouldn't have told that story then. I thought we were talking recent. Man, I thought Chosel and I were gonna bond over being chased by waterfowl. But he was just a kid. I was 60 years old. Then did I tell you all about that? Huh. I should have kept that a secret. All right, now geese, when they have kids, the men and women, they're very protective. Kat says Rama. Awesome. Let me know how it goes. In the evening live stream, I don't want to be presumptuous and say, and just presume that Kat's going to be there for the evening live stream. I want all of you to know I don't take it for granted you guys showing up. Thank you. And I want Kat specifically to know I don't take it for granted for you being here. It's a gift. All of you guys being here. Kat, you being here. It is a gift to me. And it means everything. She said, just followed. You were being chased. You weren't being chased. No, I was being chased. I was being chased. There was a hiss, and there was the neck extension. I don't know if geese have teeth. I saw teeth. No, I'm sorry. I don't know if geese have fangs. I saw fangs. I might have saw a claw. For all I knew, that goose could have been packing heat. I'm pretty sure. Might have had a knife. Might have had a machete. It was touch and go. I barely survived. It's a good thing I've been working out, guys. Thank you. Sissy says yes, they do have teeth. No, they have fangs. And like I said, I'm pretty sure this goose had a machete. Rosie says my cat is saying meow to you. She's also watching with me. What's your cat's name, Rosie? How about we for a mantra? We works well for a spiritual declaration because there's nothing more fun than saying we when we're doing something. But we need something a little more sacred. Mill geese. They are the male and the female, they're extremely, during that time of the year. Cece says, one flap of the goose's wings will break bones. Oh, I believe it. I have rerouted, I've done, 30-mile training runs when I was training for 100-mile races. And I've been on like mile 28, 3 miles from home, and confronted with geese on the path in front of me, no way through, and I refuse to go through them. And I've rerouted and added miles to my run. I do that for 2 reasons. Well, okay, I do it for one reason. Cats, or sorry, geese are hormonal responsive during that time. They don't want to burn off extra energy. They're very protective. So they are being reactive. I can just as easily go around. I can save them that stress. When they think they're under attack, they are as good as being under attack. It's really stressful, and it's hard to recover from. So I don't want to cause unnecessary emotions in a goose or any animal for that matter. It's an easy enough thing for me to walk a few feet. But this time, when I pulled a butt muscle running from a goose, I did try to ease my way through because I knew there was a beaver in front of me and I wanted to see it. Guys, if there's a beaver in the pond hanging out, I'm going to do everything I can to get to it, including, sadly, causing unnecessary stress for a goose. I apologize. And I did apologize. Thank you, Chosel. He agrees. The goose was definitely packing heat. Seriously, I saw a machete. They live in northern Alberta, magpie, scary birds. Red-winged blackbirds can be pretty scary too. I was 2 years ago pecked on the head by, man, it sounds like birds don't like me. I get along well with birds. This bird was a Zen master. When you were doing Zen meditation, when you're in the Zen hall, meditation master will walk up and down with a Zen stick. And you were kneeling, you were meditating, unless you're not meditating. And the Zen master will hit you on the head with a stick. How does he know you weren't meditating? Because he's a Zen master. They know stuff. So I was walking where I knew there was a nest red-winged blackbirds. Not real close, far enough away, but close enough. And the red-winged blackbird knew that I wasn't paying attention. Pecked me on the head, literally saying, wake up, wake up. I was very thankful. It was a little bit of a painful lesson, but it was a lesson nonetheless. Chosel says, why not you? Speaking of why not you, guys, soon you're going to be able to get your hoodie and your shirts that said, why not you? This, by the way, speaking of mantras, this is Chosel's mantra. Why not you? One day, Chosel, pushing 300 pounds, thought about losing weight. He could have made every excuse in the world. It's easier sometimes to be heavy. It's easier to eat bad food. It's easier to not exercise. You fall into that entrainment. One thing leads to another thing, and another thing. Before you know it, your life is gone. And you never made those little self-corrections that you could have. But Choso asked himself a question. Hey, Commander Alpha Turkey. The question was, why not me? Why can't I get in shape? Why not me? Guess what? The whole message of his channel, why not you? You want to get in shape? You want to do 500 push-ups like Big Sal? You want to do 100 push-ups? You want to do 10? Or do you want to run an ultra marathon? Do you want to transform your body? Do you want to learn how to meditate? Why not you? Why not? Miss Flipper says, is there such a thing as death by goose? I believe so. I believe so. But I'm not going to be the first person or the last person to come to that conclusion. I like that, Rosie. Rosie says you should apologize. You should also apologize to any animal because at the end of the day, you are on their private property. Agreed. I wonder how many geese got a bad rap. Yogi the goose trespasser. Well, man, it was all about seeing a beaver. Rosie says her name is Bella. The other cat is Munchkin. But Bella is the one watching. Hey, Bella. Sal says yes. Why not you? If you want to be motivated, guys, two things. I make a big distinction between motivation and inspiration. Motivation is short term. It's that little push, that little spark that gets us going. Inspiration is life. Inspiration is a gift handed to you. If you hang out with Chill Sal, you're going to get both. He's going to motivate you to make those changes, to start something on those days when you don't feel like it. But you'll be inspired by his presence. You'll be inspired by his words. You'll be inspired by his actions to keep showing up day after day. Goose flies in a plane engine. Yeah, I'm always sad to hear those stories. Marlon says, well, we all lust after a nice beaver once in a while. Can't blame you. I wouldn't say it was lust. Just like beavers, guys. I saw some great deer this morning, though. They still have those velvet antlers. Joe says, yes, helping everyone one smile at a time. And you definitely smile when you do it. Like I said, Sal is a happy warrior. Cece says, beaver teeth yogi. Yeah, they can be aggressive, not normally, but if you get too close, I keep that in mind because I do wander along the shorelines. But I've mentioned before, when it's time for me to go, I want it to be something completely ridiculous. I want a headline in the local paper that says, local man wanders too close to beaver den and dies by beaver bites. You gotta go. I want it, like I said, I want it to be completely ridiculous. And then you guys read about it in the paper and you're like, that's like so perfect for him. Very rarely do beavers kill. Rosie says, hey, have you apologized? Have you apologized to Yogi Cat? I think Yogi Cat got upset for me judging it. Adam says I have to check out Sal Moore. Definitely. And he's pretty much live every day. I don't know if I've seen a day where he isn't. Often, several times. His channel is growing. We're going to get him to 1K, I hope, by the end of the week. So, guys, I might read more of this evening. Meditation, Ignatius Warren. He's got lots of wonderful books, all of them that have a profound impact on my life. This book changed my life. Without this book, I would not be having these conversations with you. I would not be a yogi. Without this book, I would not be sober. Without this book, I either would not be alive, or I would be in jail, or I would be, who knows? Who knows? But I'm glad I found the book. Let me take that back. I'm glad the book found me, and it certainly did. Rosie says, it did after you told me to try to love it. And then you did love it. Maybe that's all it needed, Rosie. So instead of the Yogi Cat being mad at you, maybe all it wanted was for you to offer some love, to realize that even frogs needed Rosie to love them. And that was the only lesson. And now it is off doing froggy stuff. You know, gambling, fighting, stuff frogs do, that kind of stuff. Off doing froggy stuff. I don't think frogs don't gamble. It's ridiculous for me to even think so. Poison and Barb. Commander Alpha Turkey is laughing. Adam says, it's still like we. Adam, I think you should do a we meditation. You know, sounds have power, vibration. I think you should have like a spinning, like a whirling dervish, we meditation, or a sliding board meditation. I'm fully hoping for an Adam short of a we meditation. Soul Stars is laughing. Commander Alpha Turkey says, feeling froggy. All right. So I'm going to wrap things up, guys. I got a few things to do. Kat, are you mowing already? I hope you're doing the mantra. That would be awesome. Be curious how it goes for you. With that, I'll be back in about 3 hours, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Like I said, we will talk more about this book today. Sorry that it took up so much time. I fell on that little yoga spiel. Kill Sal says, okay, Yogi, catch you on the next live. Thank you, my friend. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out all of his videos, guys. You will not be disappointed. You will be inspired and motivated. Plus, you will just have fun. Thank you, Eric LaPointe. I appreciate that, my friend. Eric LaPointe, you are on fire with your shorts. Thanks, Commander. Commander says bye. Soldier says, best to say to you, Eric and chat, and to you. Gapi Omni love. Amen. Love you guys.